So let's talk about some players that the Lions could target on day. We look, everybody's seen the mock drafts. We're going to have our last set next week in regards to who we think the Lions are going to draft early. But a lot of people want to know as well, day 2, day 3, who are some players that could be very intriguing for the Lions? Who's a late round pick on offense? A player that could help Jared Goff, new offensive coordinator John Morton. When you look around and you say, all right, there's some prospects, maybe a wide receiver later on in the draft that could help, or a lineman or a tight end. I think that, certain positions, I think really bode well. I think that the Lions are going to target, and most notably is tight end. I think that you want a nice blocking tight end to compete with Kenny Yeboah and Brock Wright for opportunities in the red zone, and as well to be a reliable blocker when you have two great running backs. But who's a late round pick on offense that people should pay attention to that the Lions could target on day 2 or day 3?
I'm going to give you two of them. And the first one I'm going to bring up is because you mentioned the tight end position. So I want to give you a candidate for that to keep an eye on. And that is Jackson Hawes, the tight end out of Georgia Tech. If you look at his statistical production, you're not going to be blown away, and that's okay. Like, very modest receiving production in college. But the thing about him that sets him apart is he seems to own blocking. Like, he loves to do it. He plays with a mean streak. You watch his tape. He has no trouble going after and hunting down a linebacker to help carve a run lane for the running back. And I think that's why his skill set translates to that fullback type of role that the Lions have traditionally asked their tight end 3 to fill. And so I think a player like that in the 5th or 6th round is somebody worth keeping an eye on just because of his physicality, his toughness, and his willingness to block. And then on the offensive line, I'll go with Willie Lampkin, who has kind of become a trendy name because of the way that he was described throughout the process. If you read the various scouting reports, the physical measurables are not going to wow you. He was not a scouting combine invite. But the thing about Lampkin that I really like is his toughness. And the fact that even though he is traditionally undersized for the position of interior offensive line, he is not going to let anybody push him around. He goes out there and plays so tough. He's got a great understanding of leverage in terms of getting underneath somebody. The low man always wins, as they say, and he does a great job paving run lanes. And I think he's somebody who could come right in and compete for a spot on the roster. And in a year where, they lost Kevin Zeitler, so there's an open spot, I'm not saying he's going to go win a starting job on day 1, but he's somebody worth keeping an eye on in training camp, and because he certainly has the tools to go out there and be an impact player, whether that's as a rotational offensive lineman, kind of a swing lineman who can be a backup, or somebody who can surprise you, and maybe by year 2, year 3, he's a starter. Who knows? But those are two names that I really like as late-round guys on offense.